Well, Apple shares are under pressure this morning. That's after Rosenblatt Securities downgraded Apple. Oh, look at this. Now they're trending up. Trading up just 0.1%, though. Now, yesterday, Rosenblatt Securities downgraded Apple to sell over concerns of fundamental deterioration, but not all analysts are so bearish on Apple. Joining us now from Montreal is iMore's lead analyst, Rene Ritchie. Rene, thanks for coming back on the show. And you think that the street is kind of misunderstanding Apple and that pivot towards services. Tell us more.
Yeah, I think that's a traditional thing, though. I think Apple's been misunderstood by the street for years. You know, they've had hit product after hit product. They've made billions upon billions of dollars. And the consensus has always been, yeah, okay, but the next one's going to fail. And then when the next one didn't fail, it was like, well, now the next one really has to fail. And then the next one now really has to fail. Yet Apple has a pretty consistent track record of bringing on new products. And while, you know, there's occasionally bumps in the road like the HomePod or other devices like that, pretty much everything that they've done, every major product, including the Apple Watch, now AirPods, which have become a meme, have gone on to be successful and in many ways redefine their product categories.
So, Rene, let me just push you a little more on the services aspect, because it's been interesting to me, sort of the push and pull with, at first, a lot of people sounding very excited about this pivot, and then people kind of soured on it. I guess my take, just as a consumer, forget as a business reporter for a minute, is just that it's hard to get excited about software when Apple, for so many years, was known for exciting, sexy, flashy, stylish hardware products and inventing new products, and it's been quite a while since a completely new product. I don't fully count AirPods as one, but what do you say to that argument that, you know, to get jazzed up about services, it's certainly a new era?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's where you get into the expectational debt. I mean, there aren't really any new products. It's not like Samsung and Google and Amazon are throwing out all new devices and Apple's being left behind. After the watch, the new devices we are getting, including home-based speakers and AirPods, they don't have screens. And the devices with screens are getting more and more minimal from every manufacturer. They're getting rid of buttons. Everything is going full on glass. And that makes what that glass is showing ever more important and ever more competitive. So what Apple's doing now is, you know, to quote Oprah, those billion devices in your pockets, they're trying to put as much on those devices as they can, including Apple Music and now Apple Arcade and Apple TV Plus, which, you know, they announced in March but aren't debuting till September, and we're probably in a bit of a lull between the announcement and the rollout.
Right. Richie, though, I need to call out the fact that your firm is called iMore. You talk a lot about Apple being misunderstood. It feels like you are the biggest cheerleader of Apple, even in the way that you've structured the company name. As you think about your journey, even having covered Apple over the years, do you feel as though you have some sort of loyalty? Are you able to assess the company objectively in your view?
No, I mean, in my view, you should never be loyal to a company. Companies should always be loyal to us. Go back a few years and I was all in on Microsoft. I had an Xbox, I had a Jornada PDA, I had a Windows Vista PC, but they never made those things work together. And Apple was the first company that brought out devices that really worked together and solved a real need for me. So if and when Apple stops doing that, I'll move on to the next company that's doing that better, and they'll get all of my attention. I think in the realm of consumer electronics, though, right now at this point in history, Apple's had a really good run at making products that really work very well together. And even now, all the stuff they're building are based off the iPhone. The iPhone is, you know, billion iPhones out there, and the products they're introducing now, like Apple Watch and AirPods and music and TV, this is all making those products better. So they can't really sell too many more boxes. So they're increasing their value by increasing the amount of things they can sell to people with those boxes. And I think overall, that's a smart strategy.
Rene, when I mentioned sort of the shift from exciting brand new hardware products toward trying to be excited about software, one of the issues, of course, is that fewer people feel motivated to upgrade their phone every time. So Tim Cook walks out there, he says, here's the new phone, and it feels like every new phone is now only incrementally better. What can we expect from the next new iPhone? And I understand that you're more optimistic about that.
Yeah, and I think what also sort of rankles some investors is that Apple seems to be leaning into that. They're making software to make phones last longer. They're building chipsets, and they're actually building the phones to last longer, which is drawing out that upgrade cycle. And Apple seems fine with that, which I think, again, flummoxes a lot of investors. But when you look at it, I think they never build with the plan of everybody buying a new phone every year, but they know that people are always going to be aging out, like whether it's 2 years or 3 years, or they decide they want to hand off their phone to a child or sell it, you know, to a third-party reseller. seller, they're eventually going to have a new phone and they want to have a really good story. So this year they're going even more into the camera angle with 3 lenses instead with 3 camera systems instead of just 2 like they had in previous years. And they're also getting more into like different looks, more fashion. It's going to have frosted glass rather than regular. And I think we're in an era now where the phones have really gone from exclusive things that few people could afford, sort of nerd products, and now they're incredibly mainstream. So Apple wants to cater to the use cases that most people want, and that is photography and entertainment.
All right, interesting take on Apple. Thank you so much. That's Rene Ritchie of iMore. Thanks.
Thank you.